Human, it's beach day. My human doesn't speak the Queen Dog's English, so he uses a translator. 1 beep means he's lonely. 2 means food is served. 3 means we drive wherever I please. The wet sand on my paws. I feel free. He's so adorable when he runs. He tries so hard. Oh, delicacies on the sands. My human gets me. Sit, human. I trained him to do that. Get your own human, he's mine. Learn to communicate better with your human. Show you dog care. Pet, love, care, dog care.
Do you worry about how your dog will act when you have guests over? PetSafe remote trainers have you covered. PetSafe offers remote trainers with 100, 300, 600, and 900 yard ranges. Communicate with your dog using tone, vibration, and 15 levels of static stimulation, all in one simple tool. And PetSafe Lite remote trainers offer a unique stimulation profile designed for more easygoing temperaments. Use it to train around the home, and then venture out. Replace uncertainty with confidence and trust in your dog. Both the collar and remote are durable, lightweight, waterproof, and rechargeable, and the remote is designed to fit perfectly in your hand. A PetSafe remote trainer will help you have the most memorable moments with your dog.
Hi, I'm Pat Nolan. I've been training dogs professionally for over 40 years. Today I want to talk to you about choosing the right e-collar for your dog. There's 3 main considerations that I look at when I'm trying to pick a collar for my dog. 1, what am I going to use this dog for? Is he a companion dog, primarily walking on a leash? Is he a hunting dog, working at great distances? Is he a working police dog? So first, the activity. What am I using the dog for? Second, what's the general nature and temperament of the dog? Is he very enthusiastic? Is he very laid back? So the general temperament of the dog. And then finally, the size. Small dog, medium, say a large dog. We need different considerations for all those. So let's look at them. The modern e-collars today have variable intensity settings from the transmitter. So a high output collar can be turned down to produce a low level stimulation. There might be times that you need the higher output collar to get greater range. So you think about your dog, your activities, and his size. You need to find a power setting and a range that's suitable for your dog.
Hello, I'm James Ham, the Lone Star Dog Trainer here in Central Texas, to introduce you to the BarkLimiter 2 by Garmin. When you open up your package, you're going to have a collar strap, a charging cable, the actual device itself, and an additional set of contact points. A couple of unique features of the collar itself is it comes with smooth crowned plastic contact points that are designed for extended wear. So where many traditional contact points can only be worn for up to 8 hours a day, these can be worn for much longer periods of time. There are 2 sizes. You have the small contact points and you have the larger contact point. The only difference is the height from the base. There's no difference in width or function. When the device comes out of the box, it will have the collar band, the gray sleeve, already installed. You want to take the collar band off in order to charge it. On the right side of the device, there's a small gray button. That's your power button. You're going to press that until you hear 2 beeps. it's going to turn on in the default setting of tone. You have the option of going from tone to vibration to stimulation based on how you toggle the power button. So if I want to go from tone to stimulation to vibration, I simply press the power button until the green light falls in the position for that symbol on the scroll menu. If I want to use this in bark deterrent for with stimulation, I'm going to take the power button and toggle it until the green light falls in the middle position. Once it's in the middle position, it will default to a program called Auto Rise. Auto Rise has 10 independent levels, and based on your dog's barking and rate of barking, it will increase from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 until it stops the dog. So if it stops the dog at 7, every 2 minutes after the dog stops barking, it will lower itself down all the way back down to level 1. So if the dog starts barking again, after 15 minutes, it starts at level 1 and progressively brings itself back up until it stops the dog. And then in 2-minute intervals, will again lower itself down until if the dog stops barking completely and reset itself at level 1. In order to charge the device, there's a rubber boot on the top of the receiver. I'm going to open that up. You've got 4 receiver pins, 4 male pins on the charging cable. When I plug it in, the lights are going to display in the color red 1, 2, or 3 bars. When all 3 bars are red, within a few moments it's going to turn green, and that represents that the item is fully charged. When you pull it off of the charger, it will go back to the on position and it will default to the setting it was last left on. So if I had it in bark deterrent with stimulation on level 4, when I pull the charging cable out, it will reset itself to on, and in bark correction with stimulation on level 4. If I left it in vibration or tone, it will correspondingly put itself in that last position it was last programmed in to correct the dog for barking. With the Garmin K9 app, I can track my dog's barking through the bark odometer, and it will tell me through periods of the day when my dog barked more excessively or not, and it will tell me how it was functioning to deter the barking. You have the ability to use this with 2 sizes of collar straps, either 3/4 or 1-inch straps, and the material is irrelevant. So it's included with a 3/4 biothane strap, but you can use 1-inch straps that are biothane, fabric, or even leather. To install it, you can do it one of 2 ways. Take the strap, loop it through, bring it around. Now you may notice that you can't get to the power button when the strap is on. The good thing is you never have to turn the device on or off. The battery is rated for 30 days of continuous use, so when you are ready to charge it, it need not come off. You just lift up your rubber boot, plug it in, and you're good to go. So the other way that you can remove it is to pull it out, insert it back in, and snap it down. And that is the Garmin BarkLimiter 2.
For a dog trainer, an e-collar is just another tool that we can use in our program. It's going to take the place of the leash, and we will start to substitute using the e-collar in the leash's place. This cannot be used to teach while we're working with the dog. They need to be taught prior to applying the e-collar. Once they've learned their skills and they're comfortably doing their skills, then we can use this in place of the leash. When you first take your collars out of the box and your transmitter out of the box, you want to charge them. Put them on the charger for 2 hours. They'll go to a full charge in that length of time, be ready to use. You'll know that when they need to be recharged, the light on your receiver will be blinking red, and the light on your transmitter when you press the button will be red instead of green. If you've got a green light here and a green light here, you got plenty of battery life. If you've got a red light that's blinking and you got a red light here, that means you can train a little bit longer, but you're going to need to get this thing on a charger pretty quickly. Okay, to turn the unit on, we're going to turn the receiver on. It has a on-off button on top of the receiver. You're going to press that button and the green light will start to blink saying that it is on. The transmitter does not have an on-off button. It is on demand. When you press a button, any of the 3 buttons that are on it, it's on, but when you release the button, it's off. So therefore, you don't have to turn this on and off. As soon as you turn this on, you want to send it a signal from the transmitter just to make sure that they're synced up. I'm pressing the continuous button right now, and you see a continuous red light here. That means that they are paired and they're ready to go. As you start to introduce your dog to the e-collar, one of the first things you want to do is put it on the dog. And tension and tightness here is very important. There's multiple ways to do this. My rule of thumb is I pull it to a specific hole on the collar strap where it's very tight, and I back out 1 hole. That allows you to get a finger underneath it, that you can get a finger under the collar, then you know it's not too tight, it's not strangling him. Once that is done, then it's time to do something fun. So immediately after you put your e-collar on your dog, it's time now to throw a tennis ball or throw a bumper and make him start to believe that when this goes on, we get to do something fun. So he looks forward to you putting an e-collar on. It is his uniform to get to go play in the game. So how do we get a dog to understand that this is nothing more than a leash? In our training, as we start to teach this dog, we're going to be applying leash pressure with our leash on his neck. That's where the leash will contact him. As we use the e-collar, it's going to be contacting the dog at the exact same spot, same location. So now each time that we give a tug on the leash, we're going to give a light bump with a transmitter to send the signal to the e-collar to give the dog the stimulation. It's just a light tap. Each time that we use a tug on the leash, we're going to tap him with the collar. And before too long, in his mind, these two are the leash and the e-collar are the exact same thing. There is no difference between them. Now with that, you need to be careful. Probably the first 2 weeks, we're going to have a min-max rule. No more than 5 stimulations per session, so that you can avoid overstimulating the dog and having him start to worry about this. But get at least 3 stimulations in so that he can start to learn the lesson we're trying to teach him, is that this and our leash are the exact same thing. As you start to stimulate your dog, you're going to use low levels of stimulation. And what we're looking for is a reaction from the dog. It could be him to stop and turn his head and look at you. What I typically look for is a little bit of head drop and a swallow response out of the dog. If you'll look closely, most of the time when you see that, they're saying, I understand, I accept, I know I've done something incorrect here. Once we see that response, then we're going to start to think about that level on our intensity and stay in that level. Anytime that you see your dog vocalizing, you're out of bounds and you need to turn that wheel down. Rule of thumb here though is to always use the minimum amount of pressure necessary to get the dog to respond and to stop what his instincts are trying to tell him to do. Used properly, this is much easier on the dog than a regular leash is, because it's less contact, it's less intensity. But they've just been conditioned through training to understand they have to stop when they feel this. It's the word no to them. It tells them to stop their actions.